Okay, so I found a complaint. I have this complaint about chrome balers, and you know, most of the time I just love my chrome balers. Well, there's one time that I don't like my chrome balers, and I'm going to explain to you what it is as I'm doing this crappy little job that I'm doing. For one, I love the camless pickup. So it has nothing to do with the camless pickup, but there's one thing I really hate about the camless pickup, which is actually worse than anything New Holland ever did on their pickup. Well, can't say that. Nah, I won't say that. It's not worse. But what happens with these camless pickups, and it's tough to change these pickup teeth or tines. But once you get used to them, it's not the end of the world. They're actually quite easy to change. It's just there's not much room. But as you notice, these things are all broke off in a line, right? It'll take out the entire row of tines on the rotor all at once. The reason it does that, and the reason that I'm complaining a little bit here, I try not to complain too much, but you know, my complaints are valid ones, really. I'm not complaining because I like to complain. I'm complaining because there's a reason I'm complaining, and the reason is that I don't like spending money where I think a very simple solution could be had that would save farmers countless money, but you know, of course, the manufacturer then isn't going to make the money that they would normally make if they fix the problem. Now, Krone is a great company for fixing problems. They really are. I've seen so many things that were wrong on these balers, that either the next model or the next time you buy that part, they're different. But all right, so here it is. I'm done rambling on. When you break a tine, like not just the end of it, but a tine itself, break it off at the spring, it has no place to go. It can't come out the bottom. It can't come out the sides. It can't come out the top. It can't go anywhere. It only has one way to go, and that is into pieces, like potato chip pieces. And what it does is it just jams up in there until it's ground up to the point where it's powdered metal. Powdered metal, but in that process, it starts taking out teeth. And when it takes out teeth, if it takes them out like this, that's okay. But if it takes them out like this, like half of it's broke off, then you've got another one jammed up in there, spinning around, creating a bunch more of a mess. Now, I've done these things by the hundreds, literally by the hundreds. So when you're watching me do this, you're probably thinking, well, he does that pretty quickly. Well, there's a reason, because I've done, each time you do this, there's 100 of them on here. And I'm not replacing 100 of them. I'm just replacing the ones that are bad for now, because I have two balers in the field right now, and I need to have 3. And this happened yesterday, and I forgot about it this morning as I was playing with a combine, and I need to bale somewhere around 1,500 to 2,000 bales today. You heard me correctly, 1,500. Oh, come on. I got too much crap in my hands. 1,500 to 2,000 bales. Now I can do that. I can do that quite easily if all 3 balers are in the field. I've done 500 bales of baler, 600 bales of baler in a day. We've done a lot of material in a day. Now, so the main thing is that you get all the crap out of here. Make sure you get all the pieces dug out, and I'll show you before I move on to the next subject. That was what was all jammed up inside there. All this stuff was jammed in there. So this jammed in sideways, and then the other one started banging into it. And you can see where they wore that from banging into it before they broke off. So the best and most important thing to do is to actually stop take the bands off, dig out the little pieces that are in there before they make bigger pieces and more pieces and more pieces. It's amazing. Cody just did his baler the other day, and I don't know how he was picking anything up, but the majority of them had one tine left on them because it kept going and he didn't want to quit. He put all but 2 new ones on his rotor, all but 2. And these things are like almost $7 a piece, so there's like $600 and some odd worth of tines that he just repaired his with. I didn't feel like doing that. I figured it'd be better to just hold on and do this job now before it becomes a bigger problem. So I'm going to shut up now and put the rest of it together and yeah, be on with my day. So I'll put the bands on and I don't generally do this, but I'm going to endorse a tool that I purchased. It's cheap, they're throwaway, they're not Snap-on. I'm sure Snap-on has them, but I just used these for the first time today. I've never used them before, and I can tell you that I just fell in love with them instantly. And these are Pittsburgh Pro, okay? Pittsburgh Pro, they're called a splined sprocket set. So when I bought them, I thought, well, these are just going to strip the heads out real fast and easy. I used these on the impact gun, the little 1/2 inch. It's like a 3/8 driver with a 1/2 inch head on it. And I used this one here. I stripped none, 0. And the thing with a regular like 6-sided socket like that, you'll get them on there and they go on really difficult, and then you got to kind of beat on them and knock them off to get them off of there. With this thing, they came off, they came out with my fingers. It was just so easy, and I am just thoroughly impressed with those. So for all you Snap-on, Matco, and other tool manufacturer guys, if you have those and they're from the company that you love and are devoted to, go out and buy yourself a set. But if you don't own them and you don't want to spend a lot of money, but you really think that they'd work really super well, yeah, go get those. They just were awesome. I couldn't believe how easy that worked. So I'll shut that off. Anyway, yeah, Pittsburgh for the win on that one. It's probably another company's idea, and they're just, you know, copying it after the fact. But I will say, my son was in here and let the air out of my seat. I will say that those worked really well. I'm happy with those. Yeah, so I didn't do the whole set, but I'm back in business. I'm going to work. Forgetting to do this, but I've just remembered that I need to do it because people want to know and they want to see, and they love destruction and disaster. And I will say this though, I am taking this kind of harder than I thought I would, and that is this tractor. This is what it's been reduced to. Just a pile of rubble. There's a little bit of oil leaking out somewhere. There wasn't much left, obviously, just completely sneered off. Look at that, it snapped that bolt. Anyway, it just, the engine, I wouldn't even attempt to rebuild this engine. It's crap, you know. I mean, you could have it cooked, cleaned, planed, and done, but once you melt the front plate off of it in front of the injector pump, it's fucked. It ain't worth anything. Excuse the language. So maybe some of you know or don't know, but I'm going to explain to you what actually happened. Now, at some point there was, I remember it being there was a plastic shield there, and it's gone, has been gone. Didn't even pay any attention to it over the years because it just wasn't worth it. But see that hay that's wrapped right there? That's what started the whole thing. It wrapped that shaft from one end to the other. And it doesn't matter whether it was green, red, blue, yellow. If you have an exposed shaft like that and you're in heavy material, it's going to wrap. And it's going to cause friction, and it's going to destroy your tractor. So, you know, a lot of guys were like, hey, you can rebuild that. And I'm here to tell you that, no, I can't. I could, I guess, but that aluminum housing there is compromised. I see that there's aluminum dripping in spots. You can't see it, but up there, there's full of aluminum. That looks like it's out of the air conditioner, though. I don't know. The only thing that I see that's really good is the front axle. Yep, the front axle. It never got really hot, super hot. Well, I guess it did get hot, but there's still green paint there, you know, so it didn't get super hot. That front axle can be salvaged, which is worth money. It did burn. I mean, it's just a lot. This thing was so freaking hot. It's not even funny. This rim is history. It took the paint off of it. Probably no good. This is just soot. As you can see, that's just soot on the wheel weight. So that rear axle. The rear axle's probably okay. I would shit can the Tran and save the rear axle. The tires, they were brand new. Still probably could read the numbers in the face of them. There's not 50 hours on this thing. Look at this. It got so hot that it melted the glass over the top of this thing. Isn't that something? Tempered glass, just melted it. Came down, hot, laid on there, and melted. Nuts. Absolutely nuts. When you can melt glass, you know you got a hot fire. But I can save the loader mounts. There's really nothing wrong with those. I have every intention of putting this loader on another tractor when I get one. Oh yeah, the front weight bracket's good. I need to take that off anyway. Like I said earlier, that this thing, it wasn't insured, and it makes me sick, because to replace this tractor is going to cost me between $60,000 and $80,000 for a tractor that I need to replace this one. I may just go the full Monty and spend the $170,000 on a good used 6215R, 6210R. More than likely 6210R. I really like that tractor. It's big enough, small enough, versatile enough, but then the loader won't work, and I have to take these mounts off, get them painted, get them for sale so somebody could buy them. They're okay. If anything, it took the stress out of the weldments on them and did them okay, but I'm going to get them painted so that they don't continue to rust. Yeah, the steps, I could probably rob pieces out of the steps on this thing and put them somewhere else. Found the hitch pin, took the paint off the hitch pin and all those metal bits and pieces, the controllers, the copper in here. It just makes me sick. My GPS unit was in here. So that GPS unit that planted all the crooked rows, that was in here. So I don't know, I guess it's not a loss there, but this side didn't get it. The wind was really on my side. The back side here, these are the spools for the loader, and it melted the aluminum out of there, so I imagine these spools would need to be rebuilt. The castings would probably be okay, but the O-rings are history, and these little caps and stuff. These spools are very expensive, by the way. Probably will take those off of there. These, obviously, I will be taking those off of there, because these can be used elsewhere, like in the 7810. I can add spools to the 7810 if I needed to or wanted to. It melted the brand new electromagnetic solenoid. The electromagnet there for the solenoid's probably okay, but nothing here with the loader lift arms. The cylinders are, that cylinder's okay, this one here is not. Yeah, it might be all right. I don't know, you would want to rebuild them. So how much is it worth? You know, is it worth much to somebody that needs rear end? It's worth, you know, a couple $1,000. The hydraulic oil is still in there, by the way. It didn't burn out. Whatever burned out of the hoses burned out of the hoses, and there is a small little leak there, but you can just see it's a total loss. I mean, it's just absolutely 100% total loss, and you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Brand new tires all the way around, though. These things, those back tires were this spring, the front tires were last fall, and this is what we ended up with. So wow. My wife tells me that I should probably do a GoFundMe, and I'm firmly against GoFundMe. Just because, you know, it was my stupid fault, my decision to do, well, it was overlook. It was me going too fast. It was me not thinking. It was me not taking the time to look over my policy. It was just, I blame myself 100%. Someone did send me some money, $25 through PayPal, and you know, I guess if you feel like you want to help out, you can. You can just send money directly through PayPal, just for the simple reason that And I'm not begging for money, just so you know. This stuff stinks. But PayPal comes directly to me with a very small fee. You know, if you go through like YouTube and super chats and stuff like that, they take like 40% of your 38%, 36% of what you give or donate. But PayPal, it's my email address, onelonelyfarmer@yahoo.com. If you feel compelled. If you don't, that's fine. I don't need the money. I do need the money. Just I'm not asking for it, but my wife is like, Wesley, you got to do something. I know there's a lot of people that want to help, and there are a lot of people that reached out. So if you reached out and you want to help, that's fine. You just send it through the PayPal, and what I'll do, I'll figure something when I get a new tractor, even if it's $1, you know, and you want to do that, I don't care. I'll put your name on a board and it'll ride around inside the tractor. Or I'll send something out that you can sign and your signature can be on the tractor. We can do a wrap or something. I don't know. I don't need it. But if you do feel compelled, knock your socks off. I'd appreciate it, but whatever. If not, call me an e-beggar. Call me an e-beggar, it's fine. I'm not e-begging. I'm not. I really am not. Or you could just do this and watch all the ads that come on the YouTube channel. I get paid that way too. That works. That's true. Hey, you really gotta stop busting stuff, woman.
I'm not busting shit.
I didn't say that.
It's the chain, you see? I saw it came off.
Came apart. All right, well.
Backing up. I'm like, shit, what the hell? And my thing is not spinning. That's what you told me.
It's fine. As long as he's doing okay.
He didn't sleep yet.
You gotta tighten these things up. It's a brand new chain on there.
How do you lose that thing? It's so tight.
Huh?
That!
Well, it's half off. I got mine completely off. Take that.
Yours is off?
Yeah, I took it off.
Can you fit? Not yet. It's a tight,
close.
tight fit.
That's Asian tight, you know?
Mm.
Is that what they say, Asian tight?
I don't know.
How tight is it? Oh, it's Asian tight. Well, how tight is Asian tight? You wish you knew. That's terrible, isn't it?
Now they'll be like, God damn, maybe you should try an Asian.
Should try an Asian. Try an Asian only once. Try her on for size. If it's a nice fit, then go for it. But other than that...
Is that why you hook up with this Asian?
Pain in the ass.
I don't think he can drive that thing. You have to hit the clutch, right?
That's correct. Oh, he can probably figure it out.
Well, we probably called Tim because he's probably gonna come here.
What are you calling Tim for?
Well, you told him to come here for tool truck.
I did.
Yeah. We don't need it.
I don't know about that. What I really need is this thing to loosen up enough. Oh.
Close.
Close only counts in quakes and hand grenades, just so you know. Most people don't know what quakes are. They say horseshoe. So we're pulling out all the stops here.
Yay!
Kinda. No celebration.
Oh, is this what you did to the bridge?
Yes, that's what I did to the bridge.
I thought you popped the
Take your
bigger.
corners wide.
I thought I did it wide enough though.
Take your corners wide.
I did a little nipple shit in here. I actually thought I gotten flat. I'm surprised.
Flat.
Oh,
Tell me that's not flat?
no, I broke the rim. Yeah, I guess.
The new Holland one's the same, you know?
Do I want to put a new
How did you
on?
open that?
Well, you can paint gray.
You! Such an explorer, that kid. He just opened the window. lot of stacking, Tim.
Right?
Yeah, we did close to 400 yesterday. We did close to 400 the other night.
How many did you get in Flemington?
Flemington, that was nothing. It was over close to 60.
Don't worry about those.
Alright, so Teresa just had a collision with the baler. I'm waiting for a chain. Dad's gonna bring it down, and I'm gonna hook it to the front of this 8120, and we're gonna pull it straight. Basically bent the spine that the header mounts to. Yeah, the spine that the header mounts to. Kind of screwed up the rotor. Hopefully she didn't destroy it because it's brand new. Yeah. All to pick up what amounted to a pound of hay. A pound of